everyone, happy Thursday. We are going to be painting on this little cutting board, I guess you would call it. It would also make a good paddle back in the old day. That's not what we're going to use it for though. I am Pam Savage, owner of Young at Heart Creations. Love to paint with you, love to teach you, love to learn from you. And we've got some major storms rolling in this evening, and they're saying that we could get up to tennis ball size hail. Tennis ball size hail. And y'all know we're selling our home, so we are keeping fingers crossed that we don't have any hail damage. That is not at all what we want. No hail damage. Okay, so I can get you straight here. So I just took these. I was testing out some paint colors for one of my rooms and was just painting on these, painting background colors. This is a very, very light, it's actually spa blue with some white mixed in it in the background. And then I just took some chalk, just regular old sidewalk chalk or children's chalk, whatever you want to call it, and just drew on a little simple design. So we're just going to go really simple today and see what we can come up with. Just no pattern or anything, just kind of slapped it on there, but thought something just simple. I've got a lot of packing to do, so I thought I could get on here and do this and not take up a bunch of time with it. So that's what we're going to work on today, is this little flower, ladybug, and see what colors we can get and maybe some shading that we can get. See if I can get you pulled up over here. Say hello as you come on. If you're watching the replay, be sure and put hashtag replay on there so that I'll know that you watched. And a lot of times if I do a drawing, or when I do a drawing, I will typically take names of the last video I did before the drawing, the last live that I did, and I'll take everyone that commented and sprinkled out the video on your media, and we will do a drawing on that. So I am at 1790. So almost just 10 more people and I'll be at 1800 and we'll do another Happy Mail drawing. All right, let me see if I've got you on here. All right, somebody say hello so I'll know that you're here and that it's working. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I thought about, before I thought about painting, I thought about Mod Podging this pretty little bunny on one. So I've got another one that's painted up, so we may do that next time. But I just love all the colors in it. So let's go ahead and get started. Say hello when you come on. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to bring you down here. So hopefully you can see what's going on there. We're going to start out with Sunny Day Yellow. I like to use the banana cream as well, but I was out of it. So I need to go restock a little bit. Let me shake this up. It's been sitting there a little bit. We definitely do not have any sunshine today. We did yesterday, but we are under, supposed to be put under a tornado watch, large hail, damaging winds. So we're not sure exactly what area it's going to hit in, but they're watching everyone. Okay, so I just have an angle brush that we're going to go here. Now I've got these chalk lines on here. If you've never used chalk to map out, draw out your patterns, it's great because when you're done, you can paint over it, but when you're done, if you've got any chalk lines there, with a damp cloth, you just wash it off and it's gone. But it gives you a great line to use to go with. So we're going to do a kind of like a daisy type, I guess is what you would call it, flower. So almost did a sunflower, but I was like, nah, we'll do daisy. We did sunflowers last week, or sunflower last week. So we will just do a daisy look this week. All right, so we've got our yellow on there. Take another couple of coats. I usually put white under yellow when I'm doing yellow first so that it will pop a little better, but this was such a light color that I decided to go ahead and just go over it just with the yellow. And then we'll do some highlighting and shading on it, and that'll bring it to life. Could have also muddled the background to give it more of a sky look, but I'm trying to keep this one really simple today. Especially if you're a beginner painter, this one would be great for you to do. Just simple little filling in like the like in a coloring book. Only using a paintbrush instead. Okay, I'm going to do one more coat. Hi Dixie, hi Jacqueline. We've had another whirlwind week with all the real estate stuff. We did find my brother a house, so we got all of that taken care of. He's got his closing set. There were multiple offers, so there was a little bit of a bidding war going on for the house that he was trying to purchase, but he went in strong and was able to get the house. So he will be getting to move up here. Right now he lives about 25 minutes from us, which is not far. But we needed him closer so that we can kind of help take care of him. And that he can be close to my mom, closer to my mom and myself. So we're excited about that. So one down, and then we've just got to do our closing on our house. And so today is the official day that I get to really start packing and getting things ready for that. Fun, huh? Okay, I'm just putting that extra that I had back in there. Hello, Miss Peggy. Okay. Just make sure that covered. Yeah, that covered. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do some shading around that. I'm going to use, this is Anita's, and it's mustard. You could also use deep ochre, anything like that. You could also go with a brown. Just depends on what you're going for. And let's see if this is going to be dark enough. I think it will. I think it will be. Just going to get it a little moist there. Using an angle brush and just the tip of it. And I think that's gonna work just fine. And we'll go all the way around, but I think that'll look great. Don't you love it when a plan works? Plan comes together. And I've got a little bit of moisture in my brush as well as on the piece. Can't have too much moisture, but you need enough moisture to make it float across. You don't want a harsh line. Okay, we've got a little bit of chalk line there, but that will wipe right off. I can even wait till we're done with the project, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off since I got it wet. Okay, so that's our shading on that, and we'll come in the center a little bit and do some highlight here in just a minute, but let's go ahead and work on our petals. Hi, Lauren. Painting has sold 2 Easter ones in the past weekend. Great. Yes, Dixie, we are under contract on a house as well. We're so excited. And we'll be figuring out closing date. It'll be sometime next month, closing on it. We've got to have some, the one that we're going to has stained concrete floors. And they're very pretty, but I prefer to have floor coverings. So we'll have some wood floors or wood look floors put in, and then some carpet in the bedrooms. So we've got a little bit, and I want to do some painting on it. So we've got a little bit of work to do on it before we can move in. Just cosmetic things. So there's nothing structurally or anything like that that needs to be done. But once we are finalized on that, on the closing, I will send you all some pictures. Okay, so we're going to go in with white for these petals. And it's going to take a couple of coats to get it really covered. And I'm just going right over that chalk line. Now my decision that I have to make is, do I want the two back petals or the two side petals towards the back, or this middle one towards the back? And I'm leaning towards putting the middle one towards the back. So these two side, excuse me, side leaves or side petals will come across this middle one. And this one's coming a little bit off of the side there, like the petals kind of going off to the side of the board. Okay, let's dry that and put another couple coats on. It's already making a difference. Kind of hard to see that white yet because our background color is so light. Did the back of it a little darker. We could have even gone on that. I definitely foresee some snowmen on these towards, or when I start doing my winter and Christmassy stuff. Cute little snowmen. I also stained one like we did last week with the paint. So I'm thinking of putting some little sunflowers up on this one. Isn't that pretty, the way that brings out that grain? So I think we will definitely be doing something on those. Okay, so just going to put a second coat on here and probably a third. And I've got some titanium snow white that I think the last one, the last coat I'll do with that just to give it some brightness. And right now all the petals look kind of even, but once we start shading on them, that's when you'll be able to tell which one is overlaying the other one. My brush has got a little bit of yellow still in it. Okay, let's try that, and we'll use some of this titanium white. All of our kiddos in the area are on spring break this week, so some of our grandkiddos are going to come up for the weekend. They're homeschooled, but they try to keep the same holiday schedules as the public schools. So a couple of them will be here tomorrow. Okay, now this is the titanium snow white. Just a little bit brighter. And once we start shading them, that will make a big difference. Right under the lip of that flower, center of it. See if you can tell the difference in the whites. I just put a little bit in the center there, but here's the brighter white. Again, you may not can tell on camera, but these two are definitely whiter than this one with that snow white. And I'm just twirling my brush as I go when I go around. I'm going to dry this and do one more coat, and then we should be done with the white on it. Super, super windy here the last several days. So, of course, it's got everybody's allergies going crazy. And on our property here, we have probably, I don't know, 1,000 all around our area, just right out here, cedar trees. And that is one of my biggest enemies. Okay, let's dry it and put one more quick coat on it. And I need to get a little bit of gray out. I didn't get that color. To shade the petals in. We are definitely seeing flowers popping up everywhere around here. Spring is in the air for sure. You can tell the birds are nesting and trying to get ready for their babies. They've been just as busy as they can be. Love this time of year. Okay, I think we're good with the white there. Let's give that a little dry. Painting hats, and you sold 2 Easter ones. Yay! Hi, Laura. Hi, Janet. Okay, let me grab some gray. I don't want it too dark. Let's go with some gray sky. All right, I'm gonna put a little, it won't take much at all. I mean, just that little dot, since we don't have much to shade at all. Go back with my angle brush. And I want the 2 outside petals to come over the center one. Let's go ahead, since that's dry, and let's wipe our chalk off. Okay. Like it wasn't even there. Just adding a little bit of water. A little bit too much. And I'm going to get that gray just on the toe. just really spread it out. And you can also do it in yellow, or the darker yellow that we had up here. You could even use that to do it in. And then just twist it when you get around to that end. And now kind of blend, I got it on there. Now I want to kind of just fade it out. So I don't want it real harsh. Okay, same thing on this one. Getting a little moisture on there. Now see how that, by shading it like that, made it come over that center petal? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over this petal. Soften this up just a little. Okay, now we want to do the bottom of the center one. We're just going to do where it meets these other two. Add a little more to this side. Okay, and while I have my white, let's go ahead with just that regular white, dry. This is a dry makeup brush. And I'm going to really work it down in those bristles. No moisture. Get most of it off on my hand until it's just barely coming off. And we'll go into the center of our flower just to give it a little highlight. So we're dry brushing it on. See if that will show. Okay, there we go. So it gave us just enough of a highlight, brightened it up a little bit. See if I can get your camera angle down just a little bit more. See if that helps a little bit closer. Okay, now I'm going to take my liner brush, just any long, skinny liner brush, and I'm going to take some of that gray. I'm going to water it down a little bit. Just the bare tip of it. Roll it out to a point. And we'll do our little, whoops, forgot something. We need to shade underneath. Sorry, I'm flipping that around so much. Let's put a little bit of shadow underneath the center. Okay. Now I'm going to take a smaller liner brush. That one I had is a little bit too thick for me. So I'm going to take my smaller one and just dip into that gray, and we will make our little petal wrinkle lines. I don't know what else to call them. Okay, and then out to each side. Okay, we're starting to get a flower here. Then I'm going to take the stylus. Actually, we'll do that last because I'm going to make some dots up here. Well, I don't think we'll be in the way because we're going to be working down here on this side. So let's go ahead and do a few little, I'm going to start out with terracotta. It's got a little bit of an orange tint to it. And let's make some dots alongside our center at the bottom here. And we'll add some white ones as well. Putting some down on the petals and then just some randomly up here at the top, sides. Okay, let's put a few of this darker color. Just gives it some layers. Okay, now let's go into that titanium white. Hi, Miss Heather. It is easy. Just gotta practice and just break it down to one step at a time. One step at a time. That's what I finally had to teach myself, is to don't look at the whole picture. Just break it down one step at a time. Look at the difference that made. And then I want to put a little highlight line up here. And let's go back to our larger liner brush for that. And I'll just make a little swoosh. Okay, now we're going to switch colors. I'm going to dry these just enough to set them a little bit so they're not running when I hold it up. You don't want to get them too hot or they will cave in on you. I think we need one more right there. Now, didn't that one dot make all the difference in the world? No, but I saw it and it bugged me. Instead of a paint party, I think I need to have a packing party. At least for my craft room. Have a packing party for all my local painters. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm already finding things that I forgot I had. So it's like getting all new stuff. Okay, let's do our stem. And we're going to do it in the Hauser medium green with a little bit of How's our dark green mixed in? I love spring cleaning, so this packing, you're right, it is no fun, but I really enjoy getting things clean. I just love cleaning. I enjoy it so much. Okay, so I'm going to get both this dark green and the medium green, both on my brush at the same time. And I'm going to do a little stem. I'm going to dip back into both. Go, like, make it look like it's right under that petal. Add a little more light in there. And while it's still wet, we can come back and add even a little lighter green to it. So let's go with apple green, and it's Ceramcoat apple green. And by mixing all three of those colors, we've already got our highlights and our shading in there. And I'll clean up on the edges a little bit. Let's do the same thing with our leaf. Just going to start out with that dark green. So I'm just dark green, medium green, and a little more of that light. Now, it'll take a couple of coats on this one, a little bit larger area. Hi, Rosie. Thanks for joining. Y'all don't forget to sprinkle the love of this video out on your media pages. And as soon as I get to 1,800, we'll do a drawing for some Happy Mail. So I'm just dipping into both colors. And then I'm going to go into that apple green. And we'll give it a little bit of a highlight there. Okay, and there's our leaf. We don't even really have to highlight because we just mixed the colors as we went. And then we need to do our stem. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm just mixing colors. And let's take our white. I'm going to do a little bit of a highlight on it, highlight line. Okay, All right, let's do our ladybug. And we're also going to put some grass down here. But I want to do our ladybug first. So I'm going to put a little bit of gray. That's that gray sky. Where I'm going to put red. I'm going to put that gray sky on there first. A gray underlay just helps the red really pop and cover so much better. Thank you, Jacqueline, for sprinkling. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to do gray sky. And it doesn't take much. You just need a little bit of a base coat. And then just smooth it out. This is going to be black, so we really are not worried about it. Give that a good dry, and then we'll go over in red. Right now it looks like a flower on a rock, doesn't it? Tamara Bennett in our Painters Clubhouse group, her private group, painted a beautiful covered bridge with trees and water and sky and everything around it today. It was so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go with Tuscan red, but you could use any red that you want to. Country red, and I just really like the Tuscan. It has good coverage. I use it a lot on my Christmas projects. Okay, and this whole time I've used this, for all my base coating, I've used this small angle brush. It's Royal Langnickel, but you could use a round or a flat, whatever you are most comfortable with. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to get that chalk line off there. And let's go over in the red. And I'll do 2 coats of it because I want to make sure it covers. Basically for the body like this, you're just making a half circle. I watched a lady yesterday and she's already started on fall items like Halloween, but she does Halloween I think all year long. Seems like I always stay a season behind. All right, let's get that dried up. We'll do some shading around the actual piece too. We'll start bringing it to life. Anybody got a big weekend planned? Are y'all on spring break and gonna go somewhere? I'm really ready for a road trip. We've been so busy with all the real estate stuff that we have not, this is the first minute I've taken for myself. We just have not had any spare time. Until everything is completely closed and done. We're afraid to get away from the phone. Okay, 2 coats would completely do it, but I'm going to put 1 more. This wood has a lot of grain in it. And I just want to help cover that up a little bit. So I'll do 1 more coat. Okay, I'm gonna let that brush soak a minute. That red's a little hard to get out. Let's see how small. I just have to paint the little dots on. I don't know. That will not be too big if I don't press down much. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll try that. We'll see how it works. Alrighty, so I want to get a little bit of black to do the head and the spots. Black, a little bit of black goes a long, long way, so you want to be careful. Okay, so I'm going to use that same little angle brush. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yes, Heather, we did. We haven't closed yet, so you know it's not a complete 100% done deal until you sign the papers, but we're just waiting on final little details. Okay, now it's starting to look a little more like a ladybug. One more coat. You would think black would always cover with just 1 coat, but it doesn't always. So you want to make sure and look at it dry before you decide that it's done. See where I got a little bit off. 1 little spot there. Yes, Heather, we put our house on the market on a Friday, and we had a contract in on it by Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember, Monday or Tuesday. We had verbal on Monday, and then I think the actual contract was on Tuesday. it all went incredibly fast. Okay, well, I've got my little liner brush out here. I'm gonna get some black on it. And we're gonna make the little antennas. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that gray sky. Just a touch of it. And make just a little line there. And I'm going to use my stylus, the small tip on it. And make some little dots there. Okay, so I'm going to try, this is the smallest one I've got, yeah. All right, we're going to try it with the sponge dauber. So I want to put one and then one maybe halfway off. And I'm going to touch it up just a little bit. That's an old sponge dauber, so it was a little rough. Let's blow some of those bubbles out. You can see what I'm doing. Like on this one right here, the edge is a little bit jagged right there, so I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Don't want to get my finger in those dots. They're still wet. Okay, we're going to take some gray on that little liner brush and just do some highlights. And let's take a little bit of our white. Okay, let's dry that, and let's put some grass. Hi, Pam. And yes, we did find a new place, Heather. We're under contract on a new place. Just about 15 minutes from where we are now. Much closer to my mom. I'll be about, at the most 5 minutes from my mom's house, and I'm about 15 minutes from her now. Sometimes 20 minutes if they're redoing all of our highways. So depending on construction, it can take about 20 minutes, but usually just about just about 15 minutes, but now it'll be 5 minutes or under to get to her house. Okay, now I want to put a little bit of grass under, around. Now we could have done a lot more shading on her around the red and trying to keep it simple. So let's do some grass, and we're going to start with the dark Hauser green that we've still got out on our plate. And I'm just going to take a small round brush. This is a Low Cornell number 2 liner. And I'm going to dip into that green first. I want a little bit of moisture in that because it's kind of been sitting there and dried out a little bit. And I want it to really flow. Okay, so I'm just going to start flicking some grass up all different directions. I always start out with the darkest color first. When you look at grass or trees, typically the new growth is always lighter, and the existing growth, darker growth, is always, or the older growth is usually darker. We're going to put some just right over her. I'm saying her because it's a ladybug, but I guess it could be a guy ladybug. I guess if it's a male, it's still called ladybug. I don't know. So just taking that round brush and just flicking it up all different directions. And then we'll come back with some medium green and then some light green. Getting it pretty thick right down at the edge, just so we're covered. And you can even make some coming off the sides of the edges there. Okay, now let's go in with our medium green. I'm going to dry it just a little bit. And then we'll go in with some of that, let's see, I've still got some here on my plate. We'll go in with the apple green. Add a little water. Thin it out a little bit. Now we really didn't have to put any grass on there, but it does cover, you know, part of your ladybug up, but it's very easy to see that it's still a ladybug hiding under there. Now let's go with that apple green. Have enough left out on my plate for that, so we'll add a little more, but I'm still going to water it down a little bit. Just all different directions. You don't want them all going in the same direction. Even though it's on top, this lighter color, it makes the other colors of grass really come to life. Okay, I'm going to mix a little more of those other greens in there, just to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so we've got our flower there. Let's go ahead and take some of our spa blue and go around the edges a little bit and see what that does for us. Yeah, Heather, the house that we'll be going to is a little bit larger than this one, but the way it's laid out, some of our stuff isn't going to fit. So I had to let my piano go. My piano, they came to get it. I gave it to my niece, and they came and got it a couple of days ago. And just a few, things like that that had to let go of. Kind of hard. The patio is not quite as large, so we're going to add on to the patio, I think, and get some, have some more space for our chairs. And David's got a smoker and a grill, so we've got to make room for that. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I may not like this. We're gonna see what it looks like with a little bit of shading around it. Let me see if that's even showing up. That may not be dark enough. I don't think that's dark enough. Let me get a darker teal. Let's go with Laguna. It's darker. Okay, let's see if that works better. Get you up here closer. Okay, yay or nay on the shading with that Laguna? What do you think? It will be fun decorating. I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of my Christmas stuff. Y'all know how much Christmas stuff I have, but I don't think it's all going to fit. So that's going to be we'll have to wait and see Christmas, what happens. I may be having a Christmas decoration sale. Okay, everybody so far is saying yes on the shading. Tone that down a little bit. And I think I'll go under the flower petals. Okay, now let's go down this side. I'll tone it down in a couple of areas here. Almost there. That Laguna and Spa Blue look good together. All right, let's see if I want it under the petals. And I think I do. I think I do. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm just barely getting any on that tip. Okay, I had to look at it out of the light a minute. Okay, what else does it need? Does it need something else? Suggestions. Is it done? Does it need something else? Thank you, Heather. If it were yours, would you be done or would you do something else to it? Okay, and I have a jar that I mixed up of this color, and I'm going to go through and just kind of soften that a little bit, but my jar of that paint is not over here where I can reach it. So I will go back over here and tone this shading down just a little bit. Let me pull you up here. Yay! All right. And I think it would be cute with some little ribbon or something up here too, but y'all know my ribbon is all packed away in our storage unit until we move. So there's you just a cute little, be cute in a little girl's room, on a tier tray, maybe in your office, just to make you think of some spring. You could even do, a little flower out here if you wanted to, coming up, just a smaller one even. You could put a bumblebee up here somewhere. So you could add more to it, but just wanted to show you how just simple. It doesn't have to be a lot of detail on it. That was mostly just mixing some paint on our brush to get multiple colors at one time, and just a little bit of shading on it. Anybody can do some dots. Just take, if you don't have a stylus like I do, I got them at Hobby Lobby. I think you can get them at the Dollar Tree too. Just use the tip of your brush, the wooden tip, and make some dots that way. But there's another little cute item to put in my craft show. I don't usually sell a lot of spring things in my craft show that I go to because it's always in November. But I like to put a few things in there. All right, ladies, so that's it today. This woman is going to go get some boxes packed, and that's going to make it really seem real when I start packing things up. I did pack, some things up out of here, like my ribbon and things like that, and I'm already missing some of it, but I'm going to start taking things off the walls, and that's when it's really going to hit home. We've been in this home for 37 years. 37 years we've been in this house, and lots and lots of memories in it, but I can't wait to get set up in my new space. And again, we still haven't signed on the dotted line. As you know, in this world, anything could happen, but it looks like everything's going to go through. So I'm going to move forward like it is, and I will definitely be on here next week. Don't know if I'll get to be on here before then, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. Remember, I'm only 10 people away from 1,800 followers. So once I get to 1,800, hi Darlene, hi Tammy, we will do some more Happy Mail. Thank you so much for the hearts and faces. That means a lot to us when we're on Mr. FB, because that helps them send our videos out to more people. And I feel like I look huge in this. Okay, y'all, look at that. I'm a butterfly spreading her wings. And that may not look like that to y'all on that end, but when I did that to move my shirt over, I'm like, whoa, I can fly with that. Anyway, so there you go. All right. Hi, Ruth. Hello. Thank you for watching. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate that as much too. So thanks for hanging out with me. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Everybody that's in our area, and I think it's supposed to hit like the Kentucky area and places there later on tonight. They're saying lots of tornado possibilities and tennis ball size hail. So everybody stay weather alert and everybody be safe. All right, ladies. Bye. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.